Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Why did I just slap my hands like that? My name is Jillian from Jill's Makeup Fancy, and I'm so happy you could be here with me today. Today we are talking about all of the new launches from Physicians Formula. Well, not all of them. I don't have the setting spray, concealer, or foundation. I haven't found those yet, but when I do, you can bet your ass that I will be getting them and trying them out and talking to them about them. Anyway, I did pick up a bunch of the stuff that they put out. I'm wearing most of it today on my face, and I have some thoughts on them for you. I have some good thoughts, I have some bad thoughts. But yeah, so if you're interested in seeing about this, just keep watching. Why do I say that? So first off, I'm just gonna kind of quickly run through all the products that I do have, and then show, just so you know what I'm gonna talk about. So I picked up the contour kits. This one is like the contour one that has like the bronzer and the contour shade, and then this one is like the strobing one that has the highlights in them. So I picked up both of these, and I used both of these today. I've been using them non-stop since I got them. I have both of the butter blushes. I also have the Bright Booster Oil Elixir, and then I have the Cushion Color Corrector. I also, just for reference, I have the butter bronzer with me, but the butter bronzer didn't come out with this one. This has been out for quite a while, as I'm sure tons of you know, but I did use it today just to kind of stay cohesive with the Physicians Formula theme, and if you guys wanted to see what it looked like if you don't have it, that's why I have it. Let's do the fun stuff first. Okay, let's start with the little blushes. So I am wearing the Plum Rose blush today on my face, and these blushes smell so good. They smell just like the butter bronzers. They come with these stupid little sponge applicators that I did try. This one I didn't, obviously. I tried the butter bronzer one when I got that, and those things are useless. They apply product really awkwardly. Like, I don't understand how you can have a sponge to apply a powder product. I would love to see Physicians Formula demo that, because I just want to know how they expect people to use that. So anyway, this is the one that I'm wearing on my cheeks today. These are not the most pigmented blushes in the world. That smell is just intoxicating. They feel really silky smooth, but you don't get a lot of payoff on them. Like, they are definitely a more natural blush that you have to build up. It takes some work. So I was a little disappointed in that, but me personally, I don't like super pigmented blushes, because I tend to be a little bit of a clown and overdo it, and then I look like a hooker, and I'm just not going for that look. There's nothing wrong with hookers. I'm just not going for that look personally. So that is my issue. If you have a deeper skin tone, these are not gonna work for you. This one is my favorite out of the two. I love the shade of it. This one is like a highlight for me. If this blush is a highlight for me, and I'm like Casperitis over here, it's super shimmery. The other one is not shimmery like that, but it's a beautiful peach color. It's hard to see. I'll put swatches up for you guys so you can see them better, but this one definitely I would use more as either a blush topper or a nice peachy highlight. If you have porcelain skin, you could definitely probably pull this off as a blush for sure. I can wear it as a blush as well. I did wear it as a blush the other, one of the first times I had all this stuff, but I was like, I didn't realize how shimmery it was, and I had kind of used a shimmery bronzer as well, plus my highlight, so I looked a little bit like a glitter bomb going off, but it was all good. I was like beaming to the gods. It was fine. So yeah, just keep that in mind. If you are a deeper skin tone, I would definitely pass on these, unfortunately, just because they're not going to show up on your skin, which is sad, and I've said this many times before. Physicians Formula needs to step up their game when it comes to shade selection. Next up, let's talk about something that I really did not like, and I was really sad because I have a lot of redness, as most of you know or can see. If you follow me on Snapchat, I'm on there probably 99% of the time without makeup. And you can see I have the butterfly lupus rash. It gets worse and it gets better. It just kind of, you know, it depends on when it decides to flare up. I have no control over that. So I have to cover redness on a daily basis. For being a cushion corrector, I feel like we're putting cushions into everything. I feel like we have definitely gone crazy with the cushion trend. I don't know if, I'm not really sure what the point of this was. The packaging itself is so cute. It's just, it looks like their blue cushion foundation, which I do have, and I do really like that foundation. It's a good cushion foundation. But this, for whatever reason, is cakey as shit on my skin. I couldn't figure out what it was, but I finally narrowed it down to this. When I put it on the places that I really need redness help, which is mostly right here, sorry guys, I didn't mean to which is mostly right in these areas, my chin here. This makes me look so freaking cakey, it's not even funny. And the other thing is, there's like, if you try and put your, whatever you're trying to use, it's hard to just get one color. So I don't know if you're just supposed to smash it in there and use both shades. I honestly have no idea. But I feel like this was so expensive and it just does not work at all. I do not recommend this. It doesn't cover any of your redness up. When you blend it in, it blends away to nothing, but it still sits on your skin, and anything on top of it just turns into pure cake. I don't know what it is, but this was definitely a huge miss for me, and I was actually hoping that this would be one of the things that I absolutely loved in the line, but unfortunately it just wasn't. So that's just one thing that did not work for me. One thing that really has been working for me is the Organic Wear Bright Booster Oil Elixir. Comes in a little bottle like this. Packaging is super, super cute. It's just a dropper. It's a big dropper. It's glass. I feel like this is like, I don't know, it's a glass bottle. I feel like this is like super high-end for Physicians Formula, and it wasn't, like, I mean, it wasn't overly expensive. It was in the $20 range for drugstore, which is, yes, expensive, but show me another drugstore face oil besides bio oil, which I have and which I did used to use, but it tended to break me out. This does not break me out, and I like this better than my Cover FX face oil. I like it better than my Carez rose oil. Yeah, this is amazing. It turns my skin so supple and so soft and so smooth, and it just puts so much hydration and moisture back into my skin that I just absolutely fell in love with this, and I've been using this non-stop since I got it, every single day. I even use it at night sometimes, depending on what my skincare routine is like. So definitely, if you have dry skin, I recommend this to the moon and back. So yeah, this was one product that I was like super impressed by, and I didn't think I was gonna like it this much. I honestly just thought that, you know, it was going to be another bio oil, face oil that I really wasn't going to fall in love with, but this will be something that I will probably repurchase over and over and over and over, because it's moved itself right up into my daily routine, even when I'm not wearing makeup, which is a pretty amazing feat, if I say so myself. The Cover FX oils are $67 Canadian. Yeah. So I'm pretty excited that that worked for me, just because I don't want to pay $67, and I go through that oil like water because I'm like constantly rubbing my face with oil trying to get my dryness to just fuck right off. And last but certainly not least is the Physicians Formula Contour Kit and Strobing Highlights. So I think they might say that they're both. This is the Shimmer Strobing, yeah, so Shimmer Strobing and Matte Sculpting. So the Matte Sculpting, I have been using every day since I got it. I've been using most of this stuff every day since I got it, actually. These both come with these brushes, and these brushes are actually, you'll see in the demo, I use this. they're pretty decent. They're very soft. They are not the shitty little sponge pieces of shit that they usually put in there. I really like these, and if you're on a budget and you maybe don't have a contour brush like this will definitely work out for you 100%. Or if you're traveling and you are in a pinch, you want to pick this up, it's awesome. You know, whatever the case may be, this is definitely something that you can use. The packaging, the thing I don't like about this product is the packaging. I don't tend to like Physicians Formula packaging besides like their blushes and that kind of stuff. Cute, 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 cute. But really bulky. Everything in their line is extremely bulky, which is extremely annoying. But these are like extra bulky. I don't know. I just find it's wasted space. There is a mirror back here, which they usually put in. And this contour shade, this is the light one. I think there's another, I feel like there's a darker, I think there's a medium in this as well. But as you can see, I have been using this contour shade non-stop. That's what I have on my cheeks today. It is very natural looking, but yet still enough to give you that beautiful shadow. I will say though, don't overdo it with this one because it does have that gray cool undertone. If you use too much, you're gonna look dirty. This bronzer is so pigmented. Like, I barely touched it. It's funny that some of their stuff is so pigmented and then some of it is just horrible. I don't know. I haven't been using the bronzer in this one, if I am going to admit it, just because I'm just not a huge fan of it. They feel really nice. They're very creamy, buttery powders. I really like them. And I never use these in contour kits, like never. I never use these matte highlighters that they have, just because I usually use concealer to highlight, because I don't want to be putting extra powder on my face because I'm dry. So I really like the middle contour one. I would say buy this. I don't know. I recommend the contour one just because I like it so much, and I can definitely see myself getting a lot of use out of this. I just don't like the other two. I think if you're a deeper skin tone, you would get more use out of this one because it is a little bit, I find that it's just too deep for me. It's too orange for my skin tone. It just doesn't look right. And if you are someone that does use these in contour kits, then definitely, by all means, highly suggest this. And then last but definitely not least is the shimmer strobing kit. And it comes with the same little brush in the back and the same annoying packaging. But this is the highlighter that I have on today, this top pale like white one. And you'll see in the demo that I use a small little fan brush. I barely use it. I barely put it in there. And it is so pigmented and it is so beautiful. There's no sparkle in it. It is so shimmery. If you mix these two together, it is so gorgeous. They're gorgeous on their own. They're gorgeous on their own, and they're gorgeous together. Like, I'm just gonna do one swipe. Oh, it's hard to see. I don't know, it's hard to see, but these are super pigmented. They are beautiful. This top one, if you're pale like me, obviously you could use it as like a shimmery bronzer, but it is a little bit too red for my skin tone, but you could definitely use it as an eyeshadow. This I definitely recommend, even if you're pale, just for the two highlights. It's definitely worth it. It's a beautiful drugstore highlight. I feel like there aren't that many highlighters out there in the drugstore that are amazing, especially for pale skin, and this is one that all my pale skin gals are gonna love. So yeah, this has definitely been one of my favorites in the line as well. I can't say enough good things about it, about the top two highlights, but I wish they would rethink their packaging. I wish they would rethink it so bad. But what can you do? Not my company. So yeah, that is all I have to say about those right now. So we'll just hop into me using the products, a little demonstration so you guys can see how they work, and I talk about them a little bit more, and that will be it. So yeah. Okay, so when you buy the contour kit and the strobing kit, in the back they come with a brush like this. And it's actually much better than their normal brushes. Like, it's an actual soft feeling brush. And I'm gonna use it to do my contour to show you guys that in a pinch, this does work. Even not a pinch, even if you're on a budget and you don't have a bunch of brushes and maybe you don't have a contour brush exactly like this will work really, really great. It is a little bit more of a sharp contour brush, so if you're looking for a softer one, I wouldn't recommend using this. But they did up their brush game. I really hate the packaging on these though. Like, when you open them, they just do that, and it's just like what? Like, no. Physicians Formula needs to work on their packaging. You do get a mirror. I just find everything is so freaking bulky. I use this middle shade here. As you can see, I have been using it like non-stop. I really like it, especially for us pale gals, because it does have that cooler gray undertone. You just need to be careful, because if you overdo it, you are gonna start to look a little muddy, dirty, you know what I'm saying? Just be careful. I feel like it has nice pigment, but not too much. The other shade in here, this one, is really, really pigmented. So if you're not careful, you can kind of go overboard with that one for sure. But the contour one isn't too bad, which I prefer. I don't like when you have a contour and it's like, you know, it's way too pigmented and then it just doesn't look natural, if you know what I'm saying. I was gonna put this back so I don't like when it doesn't like match up my hairline. These aren't my favorite brushes to contour with. I just wanted to show you guys that it does work. It's not horrible, but it's not my favorite. I always end up going back in with a bigger brush just because that is my preference, and I blend it out. I'm not putting a bunch of product on there, so. And then I'm just gonna kind of lightly do just the edges and then connect them a little bit here. Whoop. Whoop. Real precise like. Alright, and then yeah, that's not blended out, so don't freak out. But because this is a Physicians Formula review, I'm going to use the butter bronzer just in case. This is not with this this is with this, like, the butter bronzer blushes, but this didn't get released in the spring 2017 collection. This came out this summer, I believe, or like maybe, you know, it came out in 2016. Anyway, if you haven't tried it, this is a really good bronzer. I really like it. I have it in the shade Bronzer. There is another shade. What kind of shade is bronzer? Thanks. These are the normal brushes they put in there, and they're like those sponge. I can't use those. I've tried, and it just deposits product really strangely on your face, so I'm not exactly sure why they have those in there. I'd like to see a demo of them using those brushes because I would be very interested to see how those bastards work. Okay, so this is a Precision Beauty brush. I got this from Marshall's. I use it so much. I love it. It was like $9 or something. I think on the thing it said it was a highlighting brush, but I can't highlight shit with that. My face ain't big enough. So I like using it just to bronze, blend out your contour, all that fun stuff, you know? But I just find this bronzer so nice, and it smells fucking amazing. It smells like I don't want to be in Canada in the cold. I want to be in the Bahamas on a beach sipping a pina colada. Because that's what it smells like. If you like pina coladas and getting washed in the rain. I don't know the words to that song. I just know if you like pina coladas. I'm going to use the darker blush because I feel like the other blush, I'm going to use Plum Rose. I feel like the other blush is like a highlight, I swear to God. These blushes also came with these stupid things. And I'm going to use another one of my unicorn brushes. I love these brushes, besides the fact that they're unicorn horns. They're really soft. And I like how they deposit product. So the one thing I have to say about these blushes, like, okay, do you see? I had to put on quite a bit just to get any sort of color to show up on my cheeks. So if you are a medium skin tone, these aren't gonna work for you. This one looks like it might, but it's not super pigmented. So it kind of sucks. I feel like Physicians Formula in that respect really needs to step up their game. I feel like they only cater to lighter skin tones. Like if you have even a medium to like dark skin tone, there's no way. There's just no way. And they only have 2 colors. Like even for light skinned people, how do you know what shade you're gonna be? Because there's only 2, and usually you can't see the product. They don't ever have testers because it's drugstore. So it's frustrating, and I totally get that. And it's really, really frustrating when you can't buy a product and you want to buy it, but you can't because they just don't make it in your shade. That's annoying. Okay, and then the highlighter, I'm going to use this as the highlighter. Now, the top 2 for me work really well. They're really pretty mixed in together, but I personally like the top one the best because I'm pale AF. This one you could use as an eyeshadow, but this one would only work for deeper skin tones. It's way too bronzy to be a highlight for me. But I'm going to use the top one, and I'm going to use another rainbow brush. These are super pigmented too, by the way. You'll see. Like did you see me like barely tap in there and barely rub it on my face? Like, oh hi. Oh no, don't do that. Bright like a diamond. Like I barely put my brush in there, and this is like a little fan brush. They're not even supposed to be. Oh yes, yes. And then I just put my finger in there just a little bit. Even a little bit. Now I look like I have a sweaty upper lip. Shit. Like these are pigmented as hell. I am like absolutely loving this white highlighter so much. If you are pale and you want a drugstore highlighter, hello. I know you can't. It sucks. I wish they had these in singles because I would be like, girl. Can you tell I'm excited about this? A little bit. So that's it, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed that, and that is all I have to say. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, leave them below, and may the force be with you, and I will see you in my next one. Bye.